Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Winanti. So today I will present about my final project of classroom management. So in this final project there are two parts. The first part is include three topics. The first topic about teaching tolerance, the second helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression, and the last topic is disruptive behavior. The first one, I will explain about teaching tolerance. So what is teaching tolerance? Teaching tolerance is a program founded in 1991 by the Southern Poverty Law. The program helps educators and schools educate children and youth to become active participants in advancing democracy. The core goals of the Teaching Tolerance program include the following: fostering inclusiveness, reducing bias, and promoting educational equity for K-12 students in the United States. So this is the benefits of the Teaching Tolerance. Teaching tolerance promotes better relationship among children by teaching them how to appreciate diversity early. Teaching tolerance helps learners acquire positive citizenship, and they can foster better relationship with different members of society. The Teaching Tolerance program also acts as a cushion for educators experiencing bias. Why tolerance matters in the classroom? A tolerant learning environment helps students learn how to interact with people who are different, and it also prevents the spread of distasteful attitudes and behaviors such as bias and exclusion. While teaching tolerance is crucial, educators still need support in incorporating tolerance in their instruction and incorporating the topic. Let's look at how you can incorporate tolerance in your classroom instruction. Okay, the first instruction, you can choose inclusive learning materials. Being mindful of the teaching resources you purchase and how they represent people can make a tremendous difference. Anti-bias children's books address diversity, power relationship among different social groups, and differences in social identities. The second, using primary teaching sources. Primary sources are significant in teaching students about history while embracing cultural sensitivity. In addition, electronic versions of primary sources can help connect students and renowned social justice activists such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the third one is creating safe spaces. Understanding what a safe space looks like for each student is essential. You can encourage your class to work together to create a plan that supports each student to realize their safe space. Creating safe spaces is a significant way of realizing social awareness and empathy, which attribute to tolerance. And the last instruction, use history lessons to teach historical injustices. Educators can use history lessons to educate students about instances of racism in America's past. For instance, you can use lesson plan resources to guide students to address issues of racism and stereotyping. Okay, how to teach tolerance in a classroom. First, lead by example. How do you speak and treat others? Your attitude and interactions with others should demonstrate respect and tolerance. As teacher, you can mirror openness and respect by embracing empathy and compassion through your actions and words. Also, you can encourage your learners' self-confidence by celebrating their differences and teaching them about different cultures. Second, what is on your classroom walls? Although this may seem like a low return activity for the amount of time invested, putting up messages on the walls can encourage diversity, tolerance, and acceptance. Such messages will make your classroom an accepting and comfortable physical space that can help your students struggling in their personal lives or experiencing bullying. And the last, please encourage them to honor and teach their traditions. Encourage your learners to accept and appreciate their traditions. Also appreciate your traditions as you learn about other people's traditions. Celebrating your traditions will teach your students to appreciate other people's cultures and the value of embracing diversity. Okay, move to the second topic, helping students handle frustration, anger, and aggression. This is the definition of frustration, anger, and aggression. Frustration arises from the perceived resistance to the fulfillment of an individual's will or goal, and is likely to increase when a will or goal is denied or blocked. Anger is an intense emotional state involving a strong, uncomfortable, and non-cooperative response to a perceived provocation, hurt, or threat. The last aggression is a behavior aimed at opposing or attacking something or someone. Too often done with intent to cause harm, it can be channeled into creative and practical outlets for some. So this is the common cases and triggers. Frustration. There are two common cases. The first, academic challenges. Okay, sorry. Okay. For the academic challenges, frustration can arise from difficulty understanding certain concepts or struggling with academic tasks, leading to feelings of overwhelm and helplessness. For the personal issues, such as family problems, bullying experiences, or emotional distress, can contribute to frustration and anger in students. Move to anger. There are two: state anger and threat anger. State anger can be a psychobiological subjective state that varies in intensity over time, triggered by specific situations such as games, classroom discussions, or sports. Threat anger. High threat anger can lead to constant aggressive acts and bullying as students perceive a wide variety of situations as negative and connected. And then aggression. The family atmosphere. Students who experience family conflict, abuse, or divorce are more likely to use aggressive behavior during provocative situations. The second, social factors. For example, teacher and peer relationships, media influence, social settings, and school atmosphere can encourage anger thoughts and behavior in students. The last, academic failure. Academic letdown or lack of academic competence can amplify feelings of negative response or non-acceptance, leading to angry thoughts and emotions. So, okay, this is the strategies for managing anger and aggression. The first, acknowledge and validate emotions. Okay. Sorry. Teach students that anger is a valid emotion and it's okay to feel angry, but emphasize the importance of expressing in it a calm and respectful manner. Recognize the difference between anger and aggression and encourage students to express their emotions in a more appropriate way. Second, prevent conditions that include frustration and anger. Ensure tasks and expectations are appropriate for the student's age and abilities. Encourage students to avoid situations that will likely cause anger. The third strategy is teach problem-solving skills. encourage students to think of different ways to solve the problem that makes them angry and to compromise and evaluate their actions. Teach techniques such as assessing the situation before acting and considering the consequences of their actions. The fourth is manage anger with removal, distraction, and getting help. Use removal strategies like taking a break or moving to another room to calm down and think more clearly. Distract oneself by engaging in an activity or using relaxation skills to calm down. Seek help from a medical professional if feelings of anger persist over longer periods of time. The last, teach basic anger management techniques. Encourage students to slow down and think before acting, teaching them techniques such as deep breathing and self-assessment. Teach students to recognize and manage their triggers and how they might affect others. Okay, this is the last topic of part 1, disruptive behavior. Disruptive behavior can be defined as behavior that substantially or repeatedly interferes with the instructor's ability to conduct class or other students' ability to learn. Myers 2003 classifies disruptive behavior as being overt or covert. Overt disruptive behaviors are more visible actions that disrupt the classroom environment. These behaviors are easily observable and can be immediately identified by teachers and peers, while covert disruptive behaviors are more subtle and less obvious. These behaviors can be more challenging for teachers to identify and address. Disruptive behaviors in students can have significant impact. The first, on learning environment. Disruptions can delay effective lesson delivery, reduce class time, and create negative classroom atmosphere. Second, impact on teachers. Constantly managing disruptions causes stress and burnout for teachers, lowering their control or authority in the class. The next, impact on other students. Disruptive behavior takes away from other students' learning, leads to social conflicts, and create negative attitudes. And the last, of course, the impact on the disruptive students. Disruptive students miss out on learning, receive lower grades, face disciplinary actions, and jeopardize their future prospects. This is the strategies the teacher can use to prevent disruptive behavior. The first one, discuss norms and expectations on the first day of class. Tell students you expect that they will act appropriately, but that you always like to remind students to these norms. Second, serve as role models and exhibit the types of behavior we expect from students. Share control and responsibility with students in the class, asking them on the first day what the norms for classroom behavior should be and adding their ideas to your list. The next, draw up a contract on classroom behavior and ask students to read and sign in the first week of class. The fifth strategy is use impression management. By dressing and acting professionally, refers to yourself as doctor or professor, and have students do so as well. And the last, be extra tough on all matters the first day and week to set the tone. You can always be flexible and nurturing later. Okay, we are moved to the second part. The first problem. Mrs. Johnson is a fifth grade teacher who has been teaching for over 10 years. This year, she has a student named Alex who frequently displays aggression behavior. Alex often interrupts lesson, talks back to the teacher, and sometimes even becomes physically aggressive towards his classmates. Mrs. Johnson has tried various strategies to manage Alex's behavior, such as setting clear rules and consequences. positive reinforcement for good behavior and speaking with Alex privately to understand the root of his aggression. However, despite her efforts, Alex's behavior has not improved significantly. The question, what classroom management techniques can Mrs. Johnson implement to address Alex's aggressive behavior? Provide at least 3 specific strategies and explain how each one could help improve the situation. Okay, this is the strategies. The first one, behavior contracts. Develop a written agreement between Mrs. Johnson and Alex, outlining expected behaviors and specific rewards and consequences. This provides Alex with a clear understanding of what is expected of him and what he stands to gain or lose based on his behavior. It can increase his accountability and motivation to improve his behavior. The first strategy is use social skills training. Implement a program to teach Alex appropriate ways to express his feelings, resolve conflict, and interact with peers. These strategies can help Alex develop skills needed to manage his aggression and interact more positively with others, reducing the likelihood of disruptive behavior. The last strategies involving parents and counselors. Engage Alex's parents and school counselors in a conscious and collaborative approach to address his behavior. Regular meetings and updates can be part of this strategy. A support system involving home and school can provide a consistent message and reinforce positive behaviors. Counseling can also address any underlying issues contributing to Alex's aggression. Okay, this is the second problem. Okay, Mr. Smith is a 7th grade math teacher who has noticed that several students in his class frequently engage in off-task behavior during lessons. These students often daydream, chat with classmates, or use their phones instead of focusing on their work. Despite Mr. Smith's attempts to redirect their attention and provide engaging activities, the problem persists. This off-task behavior is disrupting the learning environment and affecting the overall performance of the class. Question: what strategies can Mr. Smith use to increase on-task behavior and decrease off-task behavior? Provide at least 3 specific strategies and explain how each one could help address this issue. The strategies. Okay, interactive and engaging lessons. Use varied instructional methods like group work, hands-on activities, and technology to make lessons more engaging. Engaging lessons can capture students' interest and reduce the likelihood of off-task behavior. Clear expectations and consequences. Establish clear rules regarding classroom behavior and consistently enforce consequences for off-task behavior. The benefit of these strategies, clear expectations and consistent consequences can help students understand the importance of staying on task and the repercussions of not doing so. The last, frequent monitoring and feedback. Move around the classroom to monitor student behavior and provide immediate feedback and support as needed. Regular monitoring and feedback can help students stay focused and provide opportunities for timely interventions when off-task behavior occurs. Okay, this is the last problem. Miss Brown is an 8. Grade English teacher who is facing challenges with a student named Jack. Jack frequently exhibits disruptive behavior in class, such as talking out of turn, making inappropriate comments, and distracting other students. Despite Miss Brown's attempts to manage the behavior through verbal warnings and seating changes, Jack's behavior has not improved. This disruptive behavior is affecting the learning environment and making it difficult for other students to concentrate on their work. The question is, what specific strategies can Ms. Brown implement to manage Jack's disruptive behavior? Provide at least 3 strategies and explain how each one could help address the issue. Okay, the first strategy is positive behavior support. Implement a PBS plan that focuses on identifying and reinforcing positive behaviors while addressing the triggers and function of Jack's disruptive behavior. By focusing on positive reinforcement, Jack may feel more encouraged to exhibit desirable behaviors, leading to a reduction in disruptions. The second strategy is structured seating arrangements. Place Jack in a seat that minimizes distractions, such as near the front of the class or may from peers he tends to interact with disruptively. Structured seating arrangement can help Jack focus more on his work and lessen engaging in disruptive behavior. The last, regular check-ins and goal setting. Have regular one-on-one check-ins with Jack to set behavior goals and discuss his progress. This can help Jack feel more supported and accountable for his behavior, providing him with clear targets and recognition for improvements. So these strategies can help the teachers address the specific behavioral issues they are facing with their students and create a more conducive learning environment. Okay, thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.